One thing you don't see out there a lot in the vinyl community is videos about 10-inch records, and we haven't featured any on this channel so far yet, but I'm going to do my first video on them coming right up. Hey, it's Russ from the Infectious Groove podcast and vinyl channel. If this is your first time on the channel, go ahead and do the thing down below. Hit everything except for the dislike button. Subscribe, like, make sure you comment, all that jazz. As far as today's video goes, I am not a huge fan of 10-inch records for whatever reason. I don't have any opposition to 45s, 7-inch records. A lot of people do because they don't like, getting up to change it after one single song and so on. But for whatever reason, I don't have an issue with that aspect of 7-inch records, but I sometimes have a huge problem with 10-inch records. So I tend not to buy them unless they're like special pieces or record store day or the only way to get a song or something like that. But I was looking through my collection recently and noticed that I had a lot more 10-inch records than I thought that I did. So I'm going to just do a series of videos to sprinkle throughout the channel for anybody interested in that sort of thing. And I figured I could just do them about 10 at a time because I think I have 30 or 40 10-inch records over there. Again, more than I thought that I did. So I'm just going to handle these in alphabetical order and see if there's something that you like. If you do, leave a comment below. Maybe let me know what your favorite 10-inch records are, or if you have some of the ones that I have, or I can maybe help you try and find if these are record store day pieces or something that's more rare. I'll be more than happy to help you try and find a copy if you're interested in it. The first one, and ironically this is still at the front of my collection because of alphabetizing, and I'm 90% sure this is the first 10-inch record that I picked up around 11 or so years ago, is a 10-inch record from Adele. Now, to my knowledge, I don't believe this was a record store day piece. Again, it was purchased so long ago, I don't remember if it was, but it is a 10-inch single that has basically features Rolling in the Deep. There is a Jamie XX remix of Rolling in the Deep on it, but the feature cut of it is a acoustic track, which is an acoustic version of Rolling in the Deep, and which obviously was a huge breakout hit for Adele, and a fantastic version of the song. So definitely one that I should bust out more often than I do, but I don't for some reason. The next one, this is another one that I do not believe was a record store day piece. This was meant to be more of a companion piece to the first Leon Bridges record. His first album's called Coming Home, very Sam Cooke vibe to it. This here is called Leon Bridges' Louisiana Sun, and this is 5 more tracks from the same sessions. So if you like that first album, a lot of people don't like the direction that Leon Bridges took in his second and third album so far. If you like that first record and you want more of that sound, then you can find this. It's called Louisiana Sun, and there's 5 more tracks from the sessions for that first record, Coming Home. This one here is just a fantastic acoustic EP from the Civil Wars called Between the Bars. Unfortunately, the Civil Wars have broken up, so we have all the material that we're going to get from the Civil Wars. But for me personally, the reason why I bought this is they do a fantastic cover of Billie Jean by Michael Jackson on here. They turned it into a duet, an acoustic duet, and it is just absolutely fantastic. It's about the only way I could think somebody could put an original spin on that song. So the Civil Wars, Between the Bars, 4 songs, all covers, but for me the standout cover on here, hands down, is Billie Jean. Next up, now this for sure is a record store day piece. This is a acoustic in-store piece that Duran Duran did back in the early 90s, 1993. They did a live piece at a record store, at Tower Records Hollywood, excuse me. And this is called No Ordinary EP. This came out as a record store day piece, and it's basically just the live audio that's a companion to that. Some cool stuff on here, like Come Undone, which is great. The version of Notorious on here is absolutely fantastic. They work in a little bit of Sexy MF by Prince, which is pretty sweet. And then almost a complete reworking of the intro of Hungry Like the Wolf. Again, it's a record store day piece, so I don't know how rare it is, but it should be, I would think, fairly easy to track down if you're a big enough fan, for me, I think it's worth tracking down just for the version of Notorious that's on here. This is another Record Store Day piece. Really, to be honest, this is back when I was just buying Record Store Day pieces, just by any artist that I liked. Not a lot special here, in my opinion. It fits in the Tantrums, the 10-inch single for Out of My League. Just Out of My League on the A side and a album track on the B side. It's a clear 10-inch record, Record Store Day, but to be honest, like I say, not a lot here for me. If I were doing Record Store Day today, I probably would have passed on this. But this was back from an era when I was buying pretty much anybody that I'd listened to that had a Record Store Day piece. I would just go ahead and buy it. This one is more of a recent piece, and again, yeah, this absolutely is a Record Store Day piece. This is the Foo Fighters songs from the Laundry Room, and this is again a Record Store Day piece from the Foo Fighters that I believe is pretty rare now. A couple of covers on here, and just something that was put out to accompany, I believe, Concrete and Gold. But if you're a big Foo Fighters fan, definitely worth looking into for the track list and the covers. But like I say, with it being a Record Store Day piece, it might be harder to find now than it used to be in the past. This one here, I've got a couple actually from the band Fun that I will cover over the next couple of minutes here, and I believe that both of these are Record Store Day pieces. This one here is probably the most unique record that I own, and I'm not even sure what this is made of, but I don't believe it's vinyl. It's very, very thick plastic. It very well could be vinyl. You can see it looks like a sprocket there, and this is a really interesting piece. At least it doesn't feel like vinyl to me. I'm not even actually sure what it's made of. I have played this more than a few times, but not too much. And this was a Record Store Day piece from back when the album Some Nights broke. And at that time, they put this out. This is called The Ghost That You Are to Me, which is a lyric from the song Why Am I the One? And so it's a unique piece. They kind of just threw some tracks on here in a way. And then the rest of it is kind of an accompaniment to the original album. So it's got the original version of We Are Young, or excuse me, an acoustic version of We Are Young, and then an acoustic version of Carry On, an acoustic version of Why Am I the One, and then the original album version of Why Am I the One. So that's a piece from Fun, from Record Store Day years ago. Then there's a follow-up piece that I have, which is another companion 10-inch that was done for the album before Some Nights, called Aim and Ignite. And this to me is a really cool piece. If you like the album Aim and Ignite, this is definitely worth tracking down. Of course, 10-inch record, but it's all demos of the songs that were on Aim and Ignite. So I really, really like hearing that process a lot. I really like to get demos and whatnot and things to play, more just for me to hear the process. So on here you get At Least I'm Not as Sad as I Used to Be, Light a Roman Candle, I Want to Be the One, Benson and Hedges, and The Gambler, and they're all the demo versions on here, and just a regular 10-inch single on that one. Last two that I have to cover on here. One is another Record Store Day piece from the band Lake Street Dive, and I like them a great deal. This is more just a companion piece to their second album that came out, that is similar to the Leon Bridges record, where it's mostly songs that were from the sessions for their second record. And so this is a 10-inch single that is just called Freak Yourself Out, and it's 5 tracks that are all companion pieces. So nothing special here, nothing like live or demo versions or anything, just 5 extra tracks that were not included on their second record. This last one is one that I like a great deal, and to be honest, out of all my 10-inch singles, this is probably the one that I play more than anything. And that is a live set from Mayor Hawthorne, KCRW's Morning Becomes Electric. This is a fantastic, fantastic live set from Mayor Hawthorne, and I really wish that maybe this would get reissued because it was a record store day piece, and although he's not the most the most popular artist on the earth, and I believe you can still get these. I would like to see it at least reissued in a 12-inch single format or something like that, just so I play it even more often than I do. But there's a couple of covers on here. There's a couple of tracks from his second album, and this was released to support his third album, which the big single off of it at the time was The Walk. And there's a fantastic live version of The Walk that closes out this 10-inch single. So that's a little bit on some of the 10-inch singles that I have. Like I say, I'm going to keep this series in alphabetical order and just revisit it from time to time and go through the rest, because it's been a long time since I bought a 10-inch single, and I don't think I'm adding any to it anytime soon. But with this video and at least 2 more that'll be coming in the series, by all means, leave a comment. Let me know what you think about 10-inch singles. Isn't it weird that I'm fine with 7-inch singles but not 10s? And do you have a preference? Do you like 10-inch singles way more than you like 7-inch singles, or do you want nothing to do with either 10-inch singles or 7s? Either way, I always love the comments. I always love the interaction. If you get a chance, make sure that you hit the subscribe button. If not, if you enjoyed the content, make sure to hit the like button. And either way, always make sure to leave a comment below, because for me, that's the most fun in the channel, is all the interaction. After all is said and done, no matter what, thank you so much for watching.